go, go. Hey, know it's up for me. Yeah, it's up for me. Yeah, I know that little bitch candy.
So I want to make it very clear that I'm not making this video to bash my mother or my parents in any type of way, shape, or form. I'm making this video for a collective of people and to spread information that is just on my soul to talk about right now. So what I want to talk about is how I feel like inevitably, if you are between the age of 18 and 30, that we have practically been failed by our parents, and how we basically have to pick up the short end of the stick because of them. And I'm going to explain exactly what I mean by that. But I'm going to explain like basically from my own point of view, and then I'm going to like go into depth as far as like the collective and things like that, because what I'm going through, I've seen my peers also go through it as well, and I feel like it's like unfair and also not right at the same time, which is also why I am making this video. I just feel like low-key it's bogus as fuck how I feel like I wasn't really set up for success. My mother, she's in a great place in her life. Kudos to her. She's doing great within her career, her life, and that's amazing. However, I just feel like it's bogus that she's fully in a position to where she can assist me. Like, she can support me. She can help me. And she just chooses not to. I just feel like, okay, if you're a parent, the whole role of being a parent is to be there for your child, support your child in any way, shape, form that you can. And I just feel like for some reason I haven't really gotten that parental support from either one of my parents. Like I just haven't gotten it. I've seen it happen amongst like my other peers. What is the purpose of holding that status of a parent if you're not actually like going to be a parent? Because I feel like I'm in a position, me and a lot of other young adults are in a position to where like we are fending for ourselves, literally in survival mode every single day, picking up pieces, trying to solve a problem that we never really created in the first place. I never asked to be here. I never fucking asked to be here. It's not like I was set up for success. It's not like I had a trust fund. It's not like I had any like assets or any like real type of like guidance throughout life. It's like, no, the moment I turned 18, well, no, I wasn't 18 when I moved out. I was actually 20 when I moved out. The moment when I moved out, that's when I really had to like learn life by myself. Like I really wasn't like assisted with anything. I had to like actually manually learn things that still kind of don't really make sense to me today. For example, insurance. That's one thing. Like I had to teach myself what the fuck insurance even is. Like I'm like, okay, do I have insurance? How do I get insurance? How do I put my child on insurance? How do I even know that we have insurance? These are things like, that's just a pure example. That's just something that wasn't thoroughly taught to me. It wasn't explained to me. It wasn't nothing. Like I had to manually learn that by myself. I had to manually learn about taxes. I had to manually, if you are in my age, between the age of 18 and 18 and 30, and you actually had both parents that was like fully in the picture, you never really needed for anything. You didn't have to pay them for anything. Like you had everything that you needed. Like you was set off to go to college. You had a car while you was in high school, good grades, just the overall support. I just never had that. Like, no, it kind of just irritates me. I just feel like, you know, when I seen other kids back in high school, like it just seemed like everything was handed to them. They didn't have to like work hard for shit. Like, I remember back in 8th grade, everybody had iPhones and shit. Everybody had iPhones and things like that. And my mama, she wouldn't buy me a phone. So I had saved up $100 so that I could buy my own self a phone. And mind you, this is me in 8th grade. I saved up $100 just so that I could have a phone, so that I could be a kid too and not feel left out. But even that, I still got talked about because, bitch, the phone that I had didn't have no front camera. Back then, the phones and stuff had front cameras. They parents bought them everything that they needed, and it seemed like, why the fuck can I just have simple shit? Like, why can I have simple shit? That's like just like one example. So another example, in high school, I had to pay my own phone bill. Even when I didn't have a job, I wasn't working, I had to pay my own phone bill. And mind you, I'm like 14, 15, 16 years old. I don't know. I could be grateful for that, but at the same time, I'm not really looking at it like that. And I'm looking at it as like, why? Why am I doing this? You know, just thinking back in high school, these kids, I'm looking at other kids, they got cars and shit that they parents getting them and shit, and I didn't even have a car. Motherfuckers didn't even want to take me to go get my license. And when I did get my car, I had to pay my mother back for that car. And the point that I'm getting at is that why can't I just have like that real parental support? I never really got it while I was a kid, but like now I would think like now that I'm an adult, I have a child, you know, and if I'm actually in a position to where I actually need help and assistance and you're fully capable of doing so and you choose not to do so, I do think that that is fucked up. I do think that that's fucked up. And I've seen this happen amongst my peers to the point where like we are young adults, we make mistakes, we fuck up because like we still living, we still learning shit because of the fact, you know, we made these mistakes. It's not like we had the guidance to teach us to not make the mistakes. So yeah, we made the mistakes, but don't like just leave us out to fend for ourselves. Like help us, bro. Help your child. Don't leave your child out to just figure it out and fend for themselves, because that's what we already been doing. That's what I've already been doing. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not making this video to bash my mom or anything like that. It's just like a common thing that I've seen amongst my peers. My peers, they can't even get assistance from their family, their parents, or whatever the case may be. And it's not like they're not in a position to help. They are. They're just choosing not to. And I think that that's bogus. We have no choice but to just figure it out and fend for ourselves, but also to like not have our children go through the same things. We're young, and while our kids are already young, just start saving up for them now. Not even just money. It's not really just even about money. It's so much more. For example, actually spending that quality time with your child, with your children. Even if you can't spend that much time with them, the time that you are with them, make sure that is actually like quality time. Because like, I remember when I was a child, I didn't really see my mama like that. She wasn't really around like that. I was always at my grandma's house. I was always with my grandma. And we never really spent time together like that. And like I said, I'm not making this video to bash my mother or anything like that. I'm just speaking facts. And I know like the facts may not be like what I want to hear or like what anybody else wants to hear, but it's like, it is what it is. It's the actual truth. I did not really spend quality time with my mother really at all. I do think that affects the child. And I just feel like if we just correctly correct the mistakes early on, we can just save a lot of problems later down along the line when it comes to the next generation. Because like I said, there's no reason in hell, like I already struggled. I had to struggle. I already have struggled like enough. And I'm not gonna have my child go through the same thing. I'm not going to put myself in a position to put her also in a position to where she can't do for herself. I did not have financial education. That lets me know that I need to instill financial education in her. That's number one. Number two, I didn't have any fucking money. I came in this world broke as fuck. I have to make sure that she has something to stand on. And yeah, I need to make sure that she has something to stand on. I'm not finna kick her out in the world and tell her to figure it out on your own and do it by yourself. No. I'm not making this video to bash. I'm just making this video to make a point. And yeah, we just never really was set up for success. And because of that, we need to make sure that we set up the next generation up for success. So yeah, so that's all I really had to say for this video. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure that you like, subscribe, and I will catch y'all in my next one. This is
go, hey, no, it's up for me. Yeah, it's up for me. Yeah, I know that little bitch candy.